Hi, how are you? So I made a couple shorts touching on this, but I thought it'd be easier to get my point across if I made a longer video. And while I'm at it, why not make a story time? Just to try it out. Disclaimer. This video is nothing but me going on a tangent. If you don't like that, feel free to leave. If you do ever like this, feel free to like, subscribe, continue to watch me. Don't judge me. Side effects from watching the video may include nausea, headaches, the fear of grass, the fear of old people, the fear of women, and development of liking anime, and being a subscriber of Doodle Doodlin'. So I've worked with a lot of unhinged weirdos. If I had a nickel for every time I was sexually harassed by a coworker, oddly enough, I would have 2 nickels. And while I'm not joking, it is weird that it happened twice. Today though, we'll be talking about a specific guy. Let's call him Racist Randy. I like alliteration. So Randy was a lot of things. Pathological liar, a douchebag. He kind of looked like Bobby Hill, and the worst part, he was white. But before we get into the part about him being an unhinged racist, let's start from when he started. I said started twice. Whatever, that's staying in, I don't care. Let's start from his first day. Within the first hour of knowing this guy in this professional setting, this guy grabbed my boy buns. He fondled my boy meat. Who does that? I should have reported him then and there, but because we were so understaffed for so long, I just didn't. Yeah, I know, I was an idiot. A couple days in after he became, I guess, more comfortable, he just started spouting nonsense out of nowhere. I was talking to the guy and he was just like,
I actually have an IQ over 200.
Maybe I'm wrong. I'm too lazy to Google it and find out. Isn't the genius level IQ 180 to 190? If he had a 200 IQ, he would not have been working where we were working. And I know IQ doesn't necessarily have to correlate with actual intelligence. It's just why? Just why? It's very insulting to my and everyone else's intelligence if you just make blatant stupid lies like that. But what made it worse and 1,000 times more funny is he was like,
I don't actually want to brag about it, so can you not tell anyone?
But then he proceeded to tell, everyone every day, repeatedly, some would call that bragging. One of the other big ones was,
I actually speak 7 different languages.
I can barely speak English, so that's crazy, if he wasn't lying. And I tried to call him out on his bull, so I was like, oh yeah, what 7 languages do you speak? And he just ignored me, so I asked again, what 7 languages do you speak?
I actually don't remember, sorry.
Just how? Really? Okay, whatever. I could probably go on for another hour-ish about how much he lied and what the stupid lies were about, but for my own sanity and time, I'm not gonna do that. He was rude, and not haha rude like you are with your friends, more like
oh, you like that thing? Well, I don't, so it's bad.
That kind, the douchey kind. Like if you I don't know, JoJo's,
it's bad.
Chainsaw Man,
overrated.
Like Dragon Ball,
more like Jack and D's. No.
You get the point, right? Anything and everything we did was under this guy's scrutiny. Oh, that song you like? I don't like it. So that means your taste in music's bad and you're a bad person. Okay. He also claimed to be, quote, the nicest guy you would ever meet. I consider myself a decent enough guy. I'm not gonna go brag and be like,
I'm actually a saint. I'm the most goodest person you're ever gonna meet.
No, I think most people that are not total tools are gonna brag about being nice guys. I think you get the point, so I'll skip the rest and I'll get to the worst part. So one day, while we were all sitting down for lunch, this absolute clown of a man sat down and out of nowhere started going on a full 5-minute anti-Semitic tangent. A full-on racial tirade out of nowhere. None of us knew what brought it on. None of us really cared. It was just dumb. Now, I've heard some racist stuff, but whoa. I'll try and clean up a little bit of what he said and parrot it back to you so you can get a grip of, how bad it was.
The Jewish people actually invented slavery.
You get the point from just that. It's unhinged. So after it was over and I had a second to gather my thoughts, I was like, hey, what are you talking about? This is nonsense. It's all easily disproven. It's all dumb. What is wrong with you? What does this man do? He doubles down.
I was raised in Germany, so this is how we are down there. You gotta remember that.
Huh? I'm pretty sure most German people are very against that. I want to forget, the awful thing that happened. I was in shock straight up because I've never heard anything that blatantly racist. I know it happens, but thankfully he was reported. And due to some logistical reasons, he wasn't immediately fired, which sucks, but I kind of have to understand. An investigation was being held, and while I was being held, I just ignored the guy because I'm not talking to him. No. And I guess at some point he got the hint that I was ignoring him because he was like,
oh, but do you not like me anymore? What's wrong? I understand if you don't like me. What's wrong? I thought we were friends.
So he didn't show any remorse or any regret at all until like a full 24 hours after. And to me, that shows he didn't really care, see anything wrong with what he said. He just didn't want the backlash of his friend not liking him. But after his repeated attempts of trying to contact me over and over and over again, I just sent him a message saying, quote, "I do not associate with racist. Please only contact me if it's work related." I thought that was simple and clean, but instead of taking the hint,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I need to do better. I will do better. Tomorrow I'm gonna walk into our boss's office and I'm gonna resign.
and you know what this man did the next day? He came to work like nothing happened. And he kept trying to talk to me, and as I continued to ignore him, he kept getting more and more upset. I don't know why he was so anal about trying to get me to forgive him. I'm not Jewish. I'm not even religious. So after him continuing to like borderline harass me, I just blocked him because like it was to the point where I was no longer able to be cordial with this guy because he was just blowing up my phone with like,
"Why don't you like me? I understand. I just don't know why."
dude, use your 200 IQ to figure it out. You're a douche. But, you know, thankfully, after everything was said and done, he was fired. And the day he was fired, I guess because I had his number blocked, he messaged a coworker of mine saying that
He got me fully fired.
opposed to what? Half fired? What? But yeah, that was the tale of racist Randy. I hope you enjoyed my pain. It's a bit longer, but I enjoyed making it. I am probably gonna make more stuff like this in the future. I enjoyed making it. I got the idea from writing a script from Melon Tart. It made it much easier to tell a coherent story, but I ad-libbed half of this now that I'm reading back on it. But yeah, if you like it, then that's cool. That's pretty sick. But as I'm like really lazy, I'm most likely going to do more, just not too soon. But I do kind of post random stuff on here, and I post a lot of shorts that they've got a little bit of effort put in. So if you need to satiate your hunger for more me, I guess, then yeah, do that. Should I plug anything else? I have an Instagram if you want to follow that. I am just posting more random stuff there. Anyway, thank you for your time.